Greetings, everybody. NAMM 2020, hanging out with Scott Donnell of DW. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
How's the show going?
It's going well.
I apologize, my voice is a little bit rough after 2 days of talking at NAMM, but I'm glad to be here. So many beautiful things from DW. I just, right out of the gate, some stuff I've played and touched before, but some not. So what's going on for 2020 with DW?
Thanks for the kind words. Man, we got a varied assortment of stuff for drummers these days, and it seems like these days, typically in the drum industry, there's been trends, right? Yep. Deep snare drums, shallow snare drums. Today, anything goes. And with that in mind, we created the Pi snare, 3.14 inches deep. Two different versions. One's our custom shop version that you can order in any wood type, any finish you like at DW. And then there's what we're calling Space Carbon, which is actually upcycled, very high quality carbon fiber from the space program. So we can't mention which space program, but you can only imagine. Right. So it's and no pun intended, it's a rocket. It's a really, really loud, responsive drum. It's really cool in this 3.14 inch depth, which is pretty unique. And to get here was actually a bit of a challenge. We created one of our mini turret lugs with 2 lug receivers in it. And you can imagine there's only so much room in there. So we really had to get into some design work, and we created something called the Mini Mag, which is our mag throw-off in a more compact design for our piccolo snare drums. Right. And it's also sold separately. So if you're custom building drums at home, or you want to retrofit your drum to the Mini Mag, that's available as well as an accessory.
I can tell you, it has the 3-position butt plate, too. So you got all the high-end features on this drum.
Oh, yeah. No, this is a high-end drum in every way.
Okay, cool.
And we actually have the Space Carbon as well in 2 other popular sizes, 6.5 by 14 and 5.5 by 14. So urge everybody to check that out. It's a really, really cool drum, and we've had carbon drums in the past, but this one's really special.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, I've personally touched both of these snare drums at Sweetwater, did a video, and I know how awesome they are. Sound great, super heavy. You can work out and play drums at the same time.
It's just true. I did see the video, and thanks for doing that. It was awesome.
It was totally fun. It was a good time.
So what this drum is called is the first ever DW manufacturing true cast drum, and the reason it's DW manufacturing is that everything on this beautiful instrument is machined. The lugs, the throw-off, the butt plate, the counter hoops. The shell is a sand cast, which is an important thing to mention. It's a sand cast bronze drum, alloy drum, done here in the States. The counter hoops have a little bit of aluminum alloy in there because you need it for some additional strength when you're hitting hard on those true cast hoops. The hoops will be available aftermarket as well. So if you're in the custom shop and you're custom building a drum, you want to upgrade to these hoops from die cast or it's just another flavor for drummers to have. Sure. Another high-end offering on the palette. So it comes in an ATA flight case. It's definitely a collectible because we made 75 of them, but it's also a very, very playable instrument and remarkably, as you know, versatile. Right? You could do a lot with this thing.
Yeah, tuning all the way from low to high. It's definitely a playable instrument. Even though it's a collectible, you should make music with this thing.
Yeah, so it's our first foray into a completely machined snare drum, and we're really proud of this. And there may be more of these to come in the future. So we'll see.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay. While we're standing here, actually. We have to your right here a design series drum set in gray steel, new finish. A lot of the European sedans and sports cars are coming in this sort of gray, almost like a darker than primer gray finish that we adore. We think it's really cool looking and sleek. Also shown on this drum kit is our new 3000 hardware, which has been a staple in our line for a long time now. It's a more accessible line of hardware. We rebuilt this from the ground up, re-engineered it, all new features, new tube joints, new tilters, toothless tilters all the way around. So this really is a pro-level hardware for a price that drummers can afford across the board. So we're really excited to have a really, really pro-featured boom stand for a price that most drummers can upgrade to.
Fantastic. That's good news for sure. All right, Scott, this is a very special piece of equipment here on this riser. We talked to John a little bit about it yesterday. Explain what's going on with this kit.
Well, there's a few things going on here. John snuck this one in last minute. It's a wood that he's been working on for a couple months, but decided that he wanted to have it be the centerpiece of our booth here at NAMM 2020, and here it is. And we're calling it Exotic Pinstripe. What's really interesting about this kit is that the way they make this is almost like a big butcher block. So imagine large planks of, in this case, Ziricote, an exotic wood, and large sheets of 16-inch brass, which we have examples of aluminum over there and some other metals. But they make a giant block of this material, and they shave it off in veneer. We get that veneer, and it's about a 36 of an inch thick, so it's really, really thin stuff. We apply that to any shell type in the custom shop, and we end up with this pretty beast right here. Yeah. This particular kit is this pinstripe veneer is over a 333, which is a new shell type, which is our new VLT. If you're a fan of DW, you know what VLT is, vertical low timbre, and it gives you some really nice low notes, fundamental notes on the drum kit, but still gives you that high-end attack that you love from DW. Obviously easy to tune. This is a 333 Purple Heart kit. So this is really represents a lot of the really specialized DW things that we can do on one custom drum set. We even put our Lux leather hoops on it. Gold hardware, of course. So this is it's a pretty drum kit. It sort of shows off all of the custom aspects of what the California Custom Shop is all about.
It's very impressive. Now, I know I'm already a fan of the Santa Monica series, right? My solo record, I played the Santa Monica kit. It is a fantastic sounding, feeling drum kit. Harkens back to the old school days of DW and how you used to make drums. And the Seafoam Green is just killer. These colors that are coming out these days, the kind of brighter, pastel-y colors I was talking to Rob Dean about, they just look great on drum kits.
You know, the color scheme was interesting. We ended up just, obviously we're a custom shop and we can do any color.
Right.
But when we were launching the original DW shell, and some folks may not know this, but DW started in Santa Monica, California as a drum school. So we sort of wanted to pay tribute to that, and the original shell that we made was the Camco shell, essentially. Right. So we have our version of that here, which is a deeper 6-ply reinforcement hoop. It's a 6 and 6 and a thinner shell. And that's what the original DW shell was, and it's what the company was founded on and built on, and it's the sound of DW that sort of put us on the map.
Sure.
And back to the color schemes, we just wanted to go with something that was very Californian, very surfy, and so we did a seafoam, we did a butterscotch, and just to kind of show that our California roots, and play that up. So if you haven't heard the original DW shell, it's really a neat thing to go and revisit, and it's really versatile. It's great for every genre of music. I mean, we've had artists over the years. Joe Morello played jazz on this shell. We've had artists play metal on this drum shell. You can go anywhere with these drums. So, and a lot of huge grunge records, classic rock records, all made with this particular all maple shell. And this project is a lot of fun for us as well.
Very cool. All right, so last but not least in our little offerings here for 2020, I know there's a lot more than this, but again, another very cool looking drum kit.
This is another collector series kit from our custom shop, and this is a new finish ply that we're calling, it's rose copper. That threw me off for a second.
That's all right.
We actually came out with a finish that was sort of similar to this in our performance series line, which we called Chrome Shadow, which kind of had this blue hue to it. Obviously looks very chrome and very metallic.
Right.
And a lot of success with that finish, and we thought we would offer something in the collector series line that looked very high end, and we came up with this one, and we're loving it. So and don't forget, you can marry these finishes with any shell configuration, shell type, and hardware color. So this particular one actually has nickel on it, which is hard to tell nickel from chrome. It's got a little more yellow in it, and it really complements the.
It goes really well with that finish ply.
Yeah,
it's nice.
So, we're really thrilled with all of the new finishes we've come up with this year. Snare drums, shell types. We have 333. We have Santa Monica. We're trying to push the envelope as we like to do.
Yeah, DW never stops, John. They're always thinking of new and ways to, recreate things that have been around for a while. Yeah. And the offerings you guys always bring out are super impressive and very musical. That's the best part. These are real musical instruments and meant to be made music with, so it's fantastic.
Even when we do a collectible like the new Jim Keltner Icon or John's new Timekeeper drum with these gorgeous inlays, I mean, they're definitely collectibles, but they're always meant to be a playable instrument. And that's our goal, is to let drummers kind of increase their palette so that they can let the music, and this as an artist, let the music shine.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much, Scott. Have a great rest of your NAMM show. and best of luck for 2020. Thanks, everybody.